Okay, are you up for some more fun with truth trees? Here's our argument. Premise 1, 2, and 3, and our conclusion. Our conclusion is T. The premises are either F or if D, then T is true. It's not the case that F and D. To test this by means of a truth tree, I'm checking to see, I want to know if this is valid or not. I want to know if it's possible for the premises to be true at the same time that the conclusion is false. So what I do is I list the assertion of the premises. That means I just copy them down exactly as I find them above. I've now asserted those three premises as true. And now I'm going to assert the conclusion as false. So I'm going to deny the conclusion. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to test these statements for consistency. Is it possible for all of these to be true at the same time? If these can all be true at the same time, then that means it's possible for the premises to be true at the same time that the conclusion is false. My argument would be invalid. But if that's not possible, if these statements can't all be true at the same time, that means I'm going to run into a contradiction in each and every way that I turn. So how am I going to do this? I'm not going to change the truth value of any of these statements now that I've set them with the premises being true and the conclusions false. Rather, I'm really going to just break them down into the conditions that make each of those statements true. Tilde T is broken down as far as we can go. That's as low as we can go. We can't break that down any further. D, it's as small as it can get. Tilde F, it's as small as it can get. But here we have a complex statement, which is a disjunction. So I'm going to determine under what conditions will this disjunction be true. Well, this disjunction will be true when either the first disjunct is true or the second disjunct is true. That's what we did in the prior lecture, the one that I was worried that you might find a little bit confusing. So this disjunction will be true when either this disjunct is true or this disjunct is true. It's an either-or situation. This statement will be true when this condition is met or when this condition is met. So we have two possible scenarios here, so we branch, we don't stack. I can now check this off. I never have to look at that again. Now I'm just working below here. First thing I want to do is I go here and I notice that F is as small as it can get. F is a simple statement. So I trace up the tree and I notice that here I have F asserted as true and here I've got F asserted as false. Again, that's equivalent to saying Johnny is wearing a black shirt and Johnny is not wearing a black shirt at the same time. Those statements are contradictory. So here I've run into a contradiction under this scenario. So since I've run into a contradiction, I just X this tree out, this branch out. I don't work anymore here. Now I'm only working under this branch. So the question now is, under what conditions will this conditional statement be true? This conditional statement will be true when either the antecedent is false or the consequent is true. That's the rule for the conditional statement. Under what condition will this be true? When the antecedent is false or the consequent is true. Now notice here I've got asserted not D, trace up the tree, and here I've got D. That's a contradiction. Here I've got T asserted as true, but when I trace up the tree, I notice here I've got not T asserted as true. These two things cannot be true at the same time. Look at this. I ran into a contradiction everywhere I went. What does that mean? That means my assumption that the premises could be true at the same time as the conclusion is false. My assumption was incorrect, and it's not possible for all of those premises to be true when the conclusion is false. That means my original argument is valid.